everybody. What is happening? Welcome to another episode of the Chris and Amanda Show, the best music review show on the interwebs.
And it's not because we're the only music show on the interwebs.
No, but we are one of the top. Well, at least our parents think we're one of the
I was
top.
just going to go there. We have no shame to that game. You know, when your parents support you, what else do you need?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, if our parents think we're number one, well, then we're number one.
Then doggone it, we're number one.
Then doggone it, we are number one.
We are it.
Well, welcome everybody who is watching the show live with us right now and hanging out with us. As I lose my voice here on an early Monday morning. Well, at least, I mean, earlier for other people in the country. I mean, we're not, we're on the East Coast here, so it's not so bad. But for people if they're tuning in like in other parts of the world, or they're on the West Coast, then it's even earlier for them. But we appreciate you. Anybody that's hanging out with us live right now, feel free to drop us some comments, drop us some love, make fun of us as we go, agree to disagree with us as we review some fine tunes today on this newest episode of the show. If you are watching the replay of this or listening to the replay, well, you could also still participate in the show. You could drop comments on anywhere you see the social. You can, on social posts, you can leave us a review wherever you're watching this, like Apple Podcast or places like that. I guess Apple Podcast is like one that does reviews. I don't really see reviews on Spotify, do you? I don't really.
No, I don't. I mean,
just see the star rating on Spotify.
The star.
The stars.
I mean, we'll take stars too.
Right. Stars or reviews.
Hearts, all the things.
Yeah. Or you can call us on the Chris and Amanda hotline at 973-506-8009. 973-506-8009 plus 1 if you're dialing outside the United States.
We have only gotten one voicemail so far. Like, that is so wrong.
I listen to other podcasts and they're like, have so many good voicemails, and I'm so jealous of other podcasts that get all these great voicemails.
Well, we have a lot of people who engage in stuff, so I don't know if they just don't want their voice on our show. Like, do they not want to be linked to our show for forever? Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Be brave.
Maybe they don't have something nice to say, so why not say it at all? Maybe it's one of those deals.
But we'll take it.
Amanda's like, bring it. I don't care.
Bring it.
Bring the heat.
We don't have thick skin, but we'll listen anyway.
It's very true. It's very true. We promise to be offended, but not so offended. I don't know.
Yeah, after the show, I'll be like, man, that was really mean.
But it was good for the show.
That was great for the show.
There you go. So use the number 973-506-8009 or boob, as Amanda loves to.
I know. Like, I just can't.
I love
it. It's all those boys from elementary school.
The fact that you've said that now, and I didn't even realize it, but now it's forever burned in my brain.
I know. It's out there. It's been put out there. And we know how the internet works. Once it's out there, it's out there for good.
It's out there for good. Absolutely. So
make good choices, everyone.
Make good choices. Make good choices. So, hey, if this is your first time joining the show, right, and you're like, hey, just found us maybe on Spotify or Good Pods or Apple or the interwebs somewhere, YouTube, right? This is your first time listening to the Chris and Amanda Show because maybe you saw in the title it said like NOFX, Face to Face, the Highwaymen, Tom Petty, and you're like, what is this? Are they on the show? Well, not really, but we're going to talk about them. We're going to talk about their music, certain songs, and we're going to review them. Amanda, how does the show work for all the first timers out there?
All the first timers, welcome. And if you're repeat listeners, thank you for coming back through our nonsense. But how this show works is we give each other 3 songs apiece. Chris gives me 3, I give him 3, and we rate it on a crazy scale of 1 to 5 records. 1 being it is a dumpster fire in the middle of summer and it's stinking. Ew. You know, you all have went past a porta potty in the summer.
Ooh.
Dumpsters in the summer, and you know what I'm talking about. That is a 1 record for us.
Wow.
Just to be clear. However, 5 records, on the other hand, is like Angels Are Singing. It is on all the playlists, and it will forever live in our heart in eternity because it's so amazing. That's what a 5 record is.
There you go. That easy. It is that easy. So, whether you agree or disagree with us, we'd love to hear from you. So, please play along as we go through our reviews of these songs. And a couple other quick reminders is we do have a Facebook group now. So, if you'd like to join our Facebook group, it's a TCAS Backstage Pass. the TCAS, the Chris and Amanda Show Backstage Pass. That is our Facebook group where we continue the conversations on the show. We post all kinds of fun stuff. It's pretty easy to get in. Just click the link. That's it. There's a link. It's in the show notes. Use it, click it, and you're in. You can hang out and post and once again, it's already great. There's some good conversations going on in there, and it's also another great way to participate in the show and have an influence and suggest song ideas or episode ideas for the show. We do themes from time to time. We have themes coming up soon for Halloween. So if you'd like to drop a suggestion, we actually have a pin post in there now asking for Halloween song suggestions. So feel free to let your voice be heard over there in the TCAS Backstage Pass. Pass.
Oh my gosh, do you know what that reminded me of, Chris? Do you remember when we went on Chris's show and we had to do the Arnold Schwarzenegger
the Arnold Schwarzenegger impressions?
You did so great.
Get the job.
You did the job. I was laughing so hard I couldn't even do mine. Chris blew me out of the water on that game show.
Oh my God, that was hilarious. That was hilarious. Some hijinks. We should actually put a link to that onto our website.
Into our group too, yeah. I mean, it's worth a listen. Boy, did we chuckle hard.
We certainly did. And but yeah, we'll post that in a group so you guys can all check that out. It was ridiculous. And I'd like to also say a quick good morning to Mr. Mark Ronick. And yes, thank you, Mr. Mark Ronick. Congrats on another New York Giants win. We are now 5-1, which is more games than we've won in last season. So it's already an accomplishment.
Woo!
Yeah. And speaking of Mark Ronick.
That's right.
Speaking of Mr. Mark Ronick, he is also one of our amazing sponsors who support the show, the Chris and Amanda Show, and we are so happy to have him on board as a sponsor. So with that being said, I mean, Amanda, so what Mark does, I mean, you and I, we've talked about it. Mark has helped us. And, really what it comes down to is if you're a podcaster, right? if you are a podcaster, if you want to become a podcaster, right? Maybe you've been in it for a little bit and things are kind of feeling a little stale. Like Mark's the guy that you want to talk to.
Yep.
He's the one that kind of comes at it like with a different like viewpoint and can help you get going on your creativity. It can help you with the technical side, help you with the marketing, right? Which is something he helped us out with for sure. Yeah. And he's helped probably at this point like hundreds of podcasters to really help them move the needle on their show. So, and even if you need the help from like even just the editing side of things, right? Which, as you and I both know, can be pretty time consuming if you don't have the time.
Yup.
Yup. There's a lot that goes into it. Anyway, Mark Ronick, ironicmedia.com. He can help you. So get over to ironicmedia.com right now. Check it out. Book a free consultative meeting with Mark right now. You can do it today. You can do it right away. Like right now.
Boom. Just
like do it. Come back, listen to the show, or listen to the show and then come back and do it. Either way, you can do it right away. The link is right here in the show notes, in the video description below. Takes you right to his page. Click that console. I'm telling you, it's worth it. It's worth your time. And get that podcast rocking and rolling because it will definitely help.
And at the very least, follow him on his socials because he's giving away stuff all the time.
Oh my God, yeah. His reels are great too.
They are. Speaking of editing, Mark, how long does that take you to edit? Because some of them are real fancy.
Fancy schmancy.
They're fancy. So, I mean, go check his stuff out. Thanks for always being such a supporter of the Chris and Amanda Show.
Absolutely. Go to ironicmedia.com today. Once again, use the links in the show notes to get your access. Now, with all that being said, Amanda Sharp, we've got a show to do.
Yeah, we do.
So let's get into it.
Let's do this. Bump, 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 bump.
You took me to like the Americana country. I don't know. You gave me like definitely the rock in a way. Like you brought some rock. You brought some classic country, I guess classic
Yeah.
country,
Yeah.
and I took you to the punk rock show.
So yeah, and like I'm not gonna lie, I was in a mood this last week, but I can't really describe the mood I was in. But as usual, Spotify nailed it. And so here's what we came up with.
Are you trying to say Spotify listens into our conversations and then selects songs based on our mood?
I don't know. I don't know what I'm saying, Chris Paglio. I'm just saying it's like magic.
Well, let's just call it that. How does it work? It's magic.
It's magic. So yeah, you definitely brought me some different songs this week. So your first song to me was "I Want." Oh, wait a minute. I want. Is
want.
that it?
Yeah,
Okay.
I want.
Okay. I was like,
I
did I write
want.
that down? I want. By Face to Face. Your second song to me was "I'm the One" by Descendents.
The one and only. Yep.
And then number 3 to me was "Linoleum" by. It's either NoFX, NoFX, or NOFX.
You're half right.
NoFX. NoFX.
No FX.
NoFX. So
Yeah.
it's a combination of my blunder.
Yeah. And I gave those to you because I went to go see all 3 bands this weekend, and I was like, I'm giving Amanda these songs. That's it. I'm going in, taking her to the punk rock show.
You did. It was, and I've kept telling Chris that I really need to step up my game and start going to some concerts. So Chris took me with him this past week. Like that's so sweet of you.
I did. I love actually making videos of me going to these shows and just sending them to you like the next morning.
They're so fantastic. It's like I was there.
Kinda.
Yeah, I mean the second best thing.
The second best thing.
But interesting songs you gave me this week, Chris.
Well, good. I'm glad you're interested. So you gave me also a very interesting list. And I will say that I was familiar with 2 out of the 3 songs on this list. So you gave me the Highwayman by the Highwaymen.
You got that right.
This week. Never heard that song. Although I heard the guys who are in the Highwaymen. Yes. I mean, it's a country rock supergroup. You gave me Hook by Blues Traveler, which I think a lot of people would know because it was a hit song back in the day, back in the wee 90s. That was a big hit song.
Yes.
And our man, Tom Petty, with Wildflowers. That's a really great pick. I'm going to reserve my reactions. I'll reserve my reactions till it's my turn.
So I have to say part of my list was inspired by our sponsor, Mark Ronick, because he went to a Blues Traveler concert. I think it was them, if I'm not making this up in my head. And I was like, oh, man, I haven't listened to them in a while. So that one was a little bit more of an intentional grab. But in grabbing that one, that's kind of when the other suggestions were up and at them.
Yeah, Mark's checking in saying, I just saw Blues Traveler in Asheville last week.
So that I didn't make that up. Good to know.
You did not make that up. You didn't dream that.
I didn't dream that. So that's good.
Yeah. All right. So let's dive in. Who wants to go first this week?
I went first last time. I'm going to let you go this time.
Okay. So the Highwayman by the Highwaymen. And so for anybody that doesn't know who the Highwaymen are, right? So let me just, if you're not familiar with the Highwaymen, it was basically a country rock, country western, I don't know, country super group. Let's leave it at that.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Featuring Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, and Chris Christopherson. Like,
I mean, what?
Just rattling off all those names in the same, like, I can't even, that's like when the Traveling Wilburys, like, did a thing. It was like George Harrison, Tom Petty, Bob Dylan, and Roy Orbison. You're like, how? Why?
Yes.
This is awesome.
Yes.
So that was cool. So I was like, oh, because when I first, like, you sent it to me, I was like, what? I thought, like, the name, like, I didn't know who it was, right?
Sure,
I didn't have any idea. And then I put it on. I was like, oh, that's cool. Like, I like the concept of the Highwaymen. I think it's cool. And obviously having all these amazing artists together is great. So anyway, this song, The Highwayman, was off their first record, also called The Highwayman. And it was actually went to number 1 on the Hot Country Billboard chart and had a 20-week run.
I mean, when you package them all up together like that, how could it not, Chris?
I mean, and this version of the song, because by the way, this is a cover version. This is a cover song. This version of the song won the OG songwriter, Jimmy Webb, a Grammy for Best Country Song in 1986. So as I said, the song was originally recorded and written by Jimmy Webb, and it was on his record that came out in 1977 called El Mirage. And then the following year after that, Glenn Campbell recorded a version on his 1979 record, The Highwayman. So there's a lot of Highwayman and men going on. Like there's a lot of
Very
references
redundant.
here.
Yeah.
A lot. So I actually listened to all three versions, or at least these three versions. I listened to the one you gave me a bunch of times. I was like, oh, because I started thinking I wanted to hear what the other ones sounded like as well. So I listened to those. So here's where I'm probably not gonna do well with the country fans out there.
Oh, buckle up, friends. Here it comes.
So I love you, buckle up. All right. So here's the thing.
I love when Chris tries to be so delicate, everyone. Like, here's the thing.
So I listened to the song a lot, right? Because I was like, obviously it's a huge hit song. Huge hit song.
20-week hit song.
20-week hit song. So who am I to, have an opinion on greatness, right? But I'm gonna say this, and I'm reviewing this version of the song, by the way. So here's the positives. I love the lyrics to this song. I think the lyrics are great. Like I love the story that it tells. It's so cool.
Yeah.
Like, it's about the soul. It's about a soul with incarnations in 4 different places in time and history. I thought that was cool. A highwayman, a sailor, a construction worker on the Hoover Dam, and finally as a captain of a starship, which I thought was really cool. Like, I love that. It's so neat.
The voice talent. Oh, so good.
Yeah, it's so great, right? But then you think the greatness of like all these guys being together doing this song, like, and I just don't feel it. I gotta tell you. So the production, the production of this recording, it does not, like, I don't know, the instrumentation, the way these guys are, it's not. I just don't like it. It's not good.
So let me ask: is it just because you saw the significance of this panel of amazingness, and you just feel like that collaboration fell flat for what it could have been, or you just didn't have that expectation at all?
So there's a few things. So
I'm glad we started with this.
Yes, yes.
Or the dirty laundry.
Yes, but like I don't know. It's just I don't feel like when I think of the Highwayman by the Highwaymen, and it's these guys like in this Facebook group this past week I posted like something to my buddy Ken, who I've sent you things like Coulter Wall, right? And I was like, this is cool. Like I kind of like dig this. It's like this older, rougher, like I don't know. The guy's voice sounds like he eats cigarettes. Like I don't know. It's just he drinks whiskey and eats cigarettes. Like I like that. I like that kind of like I don't know. It's like stripped down rough country. I don't know what you want to call it. I just like the sound of that. So I was kind of expecting like that kind of sound for this. And this is like some like weirdly like slicked produced like 80s sounding, like I don't know. It just doesn't work for me.
So funny.
But the thing is I love the lyrics. Like I want it to be like sounding like Coulter Wall or something like that. Or something rough, but like I've got this like I don't know. It feels like there's bongos in the song, or I don't know. There's just something weird about the production. Like everybody's vocals, obviously, because it's like all the guys, so everybody's like louder than like anything else in the mix. And I don't know. The whole thing just it's one of these things. It's a great idea on paper, but I just don't think it's like executed very well. I don't know. That's me. Who am I? The song was 20 weeks at #1. I mean. What do I know? I'm just the guy who talks about music on a podcast.
Oh my gosh, my jaw is hurting.
So, with all that being said, Amanda, I appreciate. So here, I appreciate you giving me the song. I appreciate having listened to it. Okay. I will never listen to this again. Oh
my goodness!
But I do dig the lyrics. So for the lyrical reason, I'm gonna give it a 2.3 records. I can't give it a full 2 because I do
Oh
enjoy the lyrics on this.
my.
And I kind of dig the original version of the song actually better. I think that Jimmy Webb's version is like
Whew.
it's still a little like weird, but but the production on it sounds a little bit I don't know. I like the original version better than like these four guys who are all legends, by the way. And you
I
know,
guess
I just
I
don't
need,
think it works. I just don't think it works.
I needed a stronger cup of coffee this morning for
So
that review.
you need some whiskey and cigarettes.
I got a pencil and some coffee.
So I mean, listen, I'm sure people, all the country fans out there are probably ready to hate on me. And like, listen, I got to tell you, if you've been listening to the show, I have given. We just did a whole country episode. I gave a lot of good ratings.
Yes, yes,
I
yes.
really listened to those songs, and I appreciated the songs you selected for me, and I gave really good,
Uh-huh,
honest ratings,
uh-huh.
and that's what the show's about, right? Honest, genuine
Honest
reviews.
reviews.
That is my review. I love the lyrics of the song. I don't like this version or this production. I think
We
the
are
production's the thing that really knocks me out of it, to be honest with you.
well, and coming from a person who has a deeper musical background, you feel things a little bit differently. We are unfiltered and unafraid to say our opinions. So I accept your 2.3 records. Okay, so I do have to follow-up question to your very harsh review.
I don't think it
Is
was that harsh. Was that
no,
really harsh?
you lovingly put it down. So you you were like
I guess it was harsh.
you wrapped up the 2.3 records with a really pretty bow.
I'm just being honest. Like, I
So
just
I get
don't. Not into this version of this song.
So
Although I
in a
love the
perfect
lyrics. The lyrics are great. I would read this book. I don't know if this is. I would read a book like. I mean, I guess
so
it's based on a poem actually. So it is based on a poem.
I guess that leads me to my question. Since you actually don't dislike the song itself, like who could have sang this that maybe would have bumped it up to like a 5 recorder?
You know, I gotta. It's funny that you actually put Tom Petty on this list
Ooh, okay. Okay.
because I could have seen Tom Petty doing and maybe there is. I don't know. I mean, maybe he did. I have
Sure.
no
Sure.
idea.
Okay.
So if there is a version out there, but I think Tom Petty would have taken this song and probably rearranged it a little bit. I would have been interested to hear the Tom Petty version. I think he could have done this song.
And
I think
taking
he
it to
would
the
have been.
level you thought it
It's just
could be.
the Tom Petty like how he does. And I think he's so
Okay.
genius and brilliant. And I feel like that this would have been a good song for him to do. That's the first person that comes to mind.
Totally fair.
And actually too, I know he's not popular, but I mean, he is popular, but I think in recent, in recent times, modern times right now, he's kind of, I don't know, become quite a polarizing character, but I would actually love to have heard an Eric Clapton version of this song too.
Oh, and taking it in a whole different direction.
Yeah.
Like
Or,
slowed it down even more.
or Traveling Wilburys.
Well, there you have it, folks. 2.3 records for Highwayman by the Highwaymen. Whew. All right.
Just saying, just being honest.
Totally fair. I was not so harsh with my list that you gave me this week, but
Listen, out of the 3 songs you gave me, this by far was the one that I disliked
so
the most.
interesting.
Like the other ones I have reviews
Sure.
for, but it's not. Spoiler alert, it's not going to be as harsh.
Okay. Let's hope that's the only 2 record rating of
I hope
this show.
hope everybody watches the video version of this too, because as Amanda was like last time we did the you were giving the White Zombie review, and you're like, I hope everybody sees Chris's face. I go, you guys need to see Amanda's face as I just reviewed the Highwaymen. So please go watch the video version.
I'm a little shocked, but that's okay. That's okay. Again,
You almost spit your coffee out.
This is true. All right. Your first song to me, moving on to your list.
Mm-hmm.
I Want by Face to Face. Okay, it had a long intro. Okay. I'm feeling like it's, I
A
don't,
long intro?
I felt like it was long.
Let's see. All right, it's
Like
about
how many?
30 seconds.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
it's getting you ready to go.
Okay, but it's I like a little bit more meat on the bone, a little quicker. Like it still didn't start. Like how many seconds we up to?
We're 36 seconds in.
Okay, so we're 36 seconds before they start. So I didn't love that because I get excited to listen to your songs and I want to just like dive right into them. And sometimes I'm just like, okay, get to the point of it. I like the I like the lyrics better than I like the actual music. So I guess,
I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
and I feel like it's very like redundant to what you said in the Highwayman. Like you like the lyrics better than the actual like music of it or the singers of it rather.
Right.
I actually had these lyrics been to a different tune, I probably would have appreciated the song a little bit more. So this one really fell a little flat for me, and I just felt like I don't know, like they weren't using all the notes that are available to use.
Wait, what?
As soon as I said that out loud, I'm like, I don't know. That was not a note on my thing. And as soon as I said that out loud, I'm like, I'm going to get some comments on that one.
Not using all the notes that are available to use. You know, there's like a billion notes.
Well, that's why I instantly somewhat regretted what I said out loud. But like, I feel like they play it very safe. And I know that's kind of the music.
They're a punk band. I mean, they're Southern California punk band. I mean, come on, great sing-along choruses.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
It's fine. They just didn't use enough notes.
They didn't use enough notes, in my opinion.
guys could have used more notes.
More notes. There was many more to be used, and they didn't use them. But you know what? Again, like we always said, who are we to comment?
Well, we're Chris and Amanda, and that's what this show's about. So that's why we are who we are to comment. So, I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, I mean, I don't think anybody's losing sleep over our reviews. But hey, we have opinions, and we're going to share them.
I would love. So is Face to Face still together?
Yeah, they played. They just saw them on.
Oh, that's right.
Friday.
That's right.
They're part of the show on Friday night.
Yes, that's right. Sorry. Like I'm so bad with band names. It's so bad. So I don't know. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I wouldn't skip it, but I wouldn't seek it out. So I just felt like, like it was fine. So like just a 3 record, like just 1, 2, 3, just 3. No points on this one. Just
your
3.
word, no points.
Just boom, boom, boom. No points.
Okay.
No decimals.
All right. I guess this is fair considering I just trashed the Highwayman by the Highwaymen.
I know. I'm sorry. Like I didn't hate it. Like I really didn't hate it. I just felt like I just didn't feel it.
Okay.
Feel the song.
Okay.
But
it's okay to be dead inside. It's all right.
But of the 3, that was my least favorite, similar to yours. Okay. So it goes up from here.
Right. It only gets better from here.
It only gets better. And it was no 2 record, I can say that much.
Well, there you go, everybody. So starting to show off with a bang. A Highwayman by the Highwaymen, 2.3 records by me, and Face to Face, I Want by Face to Face, 3 records from Amanda. So it's only going to get better from here, everybody.
For sure.
We promise. By the way, I do have to quickly, we were corrected. And this is on my side too, because I just got into one. So we did a show a few weeks back on Polyphia. We said it was Polyphia. The name is actually Polyphia. Polyphia.
I saw on our YouTube comments that someone so politely gave us a better enunciation of it. Thank you.
And I appreciate that. So thank you so much for doing it. Yes, because they are a newer band that I just got into, and we talked about it on the show.
They were so fun.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say on the record that we've said it wrong. So we were generously corrected.
Listen, I can barely speak English most of the time. So when you add some fun names, I mean, it's amazing I could even say Face to Face.
That's true. This is true. This is true. So, all right. So moving right along, your number 2 song to me was by the Blues Travelers. And the song called Hook, which I think pretty much anybody who grew up in the 90s, at least from, I'd say like teenager on, who was like listening to the actual radio back then, back in the day, knew this song. I mean, this song was pretty much everywhere. the 90s were the time of like doing these big package tours. The Blues Traveler had the Horde tour, and you would go to these shows, these festivals, and they would have a lot of like minded culture type
Yeah.
bands from that. So this song was a huge radio hit. I just remember being on constantly
Mm-hmm.
on MTV when MTV played videos, and also on the radio. So here in New Jersey, where I live in Northwest Jersey, we have a radio station, a really popular rock radio station called WDHA. It's 105.5 FM, WDHA. And they've been around for years and years. In fact, right now, well, for a while, they were almost like the only rock station in this vicinity for a while. But they have always been like a station that's always kind of played like definitely more modern, like modern. So when something's like hot or on, they play.
Mm-hmm.
But we used to call we used to say like blue. There was a bunch of bands that DHA would play all the time that we would consider DHA bands, because they would play like all the like DHA festivals or anything like that was sponsored by DHA. Blues Travelers are one of those bands that like were like a DHA band. They got lumped into that. So for me, it's definitely like I haven't listened to this song in a while.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a hot minute, like you were
Yeah.
talking about at the start. So I and it's a cool song. It's well written. I remember though, but like they played it so much back in the day that I literally would just start turning it off because it just got to be they
Fair.
overplayed it,
Fair.
and then a whole harmonica thing and all that, like which is Blue Travelers is known for, but it just got to be like annoying because they overplayed the song. It's like, dude, there's other songs on this record. Like, come on,
Yeah,
like
a
I get it's
lot
the
of other
single,
songs. Yeah.
and I know the song, like I think "Run Around" or what, like the "Give Me the Run Around." That was like the other, like I think that was the first single. Then "Hook" I think was the second one, but it was out there. So it was cool hearing this song again. It was took me back a little bit, and some of the things that I found out about this song, and I know I see some comments coming in about Hook, so we're gonna get to those in a sec. But basically, I thought it was interesting because I started going. I went to Song Facts and I was looking up some stuff, and it came up, and it's actually pretty interesting. So the song's entire the entire melody line, the melodic line of the song, is actually based on a piece of classical music, and one of the most famous pieces of classical music, which is Pachelbel's Canon in
Mm.
B, and it's basically considered like from from a songwriting standpoint, it's considered an oral hook, right? Which also gives the song sort of another. But that's what the song is based on, sort of that musical hook, which is the song's called Hook, because it's kind of got the double meanings of like this is a song. It doesn't matter what I sing, the song has a hook, so you're gonna remember it anyway. So the song's got like a really like fun twist on the words like that, and so I thought it was cool kind of digging into that. I know. So here's some comments. So yeah, so we've got Mark Ronick going, and do you know the history of these lyrics? And then yeah, Blues Traveler is from Princeton, New Jersey. Yes, they are a Jersey band, which also is another why they're also called a DHA. Like the Spin Doctors were another one of those bands that we used to consider Jersey bands because they are DHA bands because they were from Jersey. So I kind of looped them in, with the Spin Doctors and bands like that. But yeah, so John Popper described the song as a magician revealing the secret to his magic trick. Yes, thank you, Mark. That's exactly right.
That's a
That's what I
great.
found out. Yeah,
That's a great quote. Very interesting. Very
yeah, which
interesting.
is basically saying this is how you write hooky songs.
Yeah.
Songs with a hook. If you have a hook, it doesn't matter what you say. The song's just gonna take off. Like it's gonna. People are never gonna forget it. So,
Unless they are Chris and they turn the station because it's so overplayed.
well, back then, it was overplayed.
It really, it truly was.
It was, and because it was a hit, right? So I mean, that's what happens. Pop music gets overplayed until it's not popular anymore, and then people move on.
So you remember when like a car would have 5 stations, you would choose your stations wisely, right? Like because you would
did.
have your buttons. And it was not uncommon that a very popular song, if you change the station, it could actually be playing on that station too, which
100%. Yeah.
like remember like when DJs had to fight for those 5 slots?
Yep. Yeah, I do. It's like it's crazy because it was
Yeah, we didn't have like all the unlimited Spotify playlists we could just have on our phone. No. You had 5 slots. Maybe there were better cars with more, but I only always had 5. Mark Ronick coming in with the part where he sings super fast has some meaning too. I don't know, but that is a very fun part.
Yeah, his brother said he sings too fast, so he took that as a challenge and wrote the super fast riff and hook. So look at Mark Roddick checking in with the facts. I love it, Mark. Thank
I
you.
love that so much. And like how just another layer of this song being, I don't want to say nonsense, but like just facts.
Yeah.
Almost just factual.
Song facts. Song facts.
Songfacts, not.com on
Yeah.
this particular.
Right.
Song facts by Mark Ronick.
Yeah. That's right. That's right. So Hook, great song. It was actually really nice kind of revisiting the songs that had been so long. Really, really well written song that is fun to listen to again because it's not being played on the radio every 10 seconds, no matter what station you're tuned to. But yeah, I just hadn't heard it in a while. So it was really refreshing to hear it again. And quite honestly, too, it was kind of nice because the song sticks out now even more so as being so different from everything that is being released, you know? And I mean, I know you can say, okay, it's definitely a product of the 90s in that sense of a lot of bands that came out around then. And, you know, and I don't know why, and they don't even sound anything like, but there was a band, which you may remember, Amanda, I don't know if you remember, but there was a band in the 80s that came out called the Hooters. And okay, so the Hooters, but they were also not nearly as big as Blues Traveler, but like I said, the bands don't sound anything alike, but they also had this like thing that they called the Hooter, and you know, it was always predominant in all the songs, like, you know, John Popper playing a harmonica and all that. So it was like, I don't know, it kind of lumped them into like those instrument bands. Both bands were good. Both bands are good though. Both bands are super good, you know? So anyway, my review, my rating for Hook by Blues Traveler, I'm going to give it a 3.8. I think the song still holds up.
I'll take that.
I mean, you know, I feel like I'm being fair with that. I mean, it's a really well-written song, and I think it holds up over time. It's not my favorite song, like, but I enjoy listening to it, you know? I wouldn't consider myself like, it's cool. It's cool. I won't take a 3.8 from Mark Ronick. I know Mark's a fan, so that's, you know, he sees him. Like, I don't know if I would. I actually did go see Blues Traveler, by the way. So really quick, there's a place up here in North Jersey. It's called Waterloo Village, right? And they had a gigantic field. I actually saw Lollapalooza there. And they used to do concerts all the time in the summer, and I saw the Blues Travelers there. I think it was may have been with the Spin Doctors, honestly. I think it may have been Spin Doctors and Blues Travelers or something like that, some kind of double bill. But I did go see them, and they were very good live. They were a great live band. So, yeah, I'm fine with a 3.8. I think that's, and it may move up. I mean, like I said, I enjoyed listening to the song again. So, Hook, Blues Travelers, 3.8 records.
I like it. So Mark says he won't take that 3.8, and I feel like I agree with you, Mark, a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. And then Johnny Pica coming in with that, first and foremost, he shared the stream. So if you all will do the same too, thank you so much, Johnny. And then also he came in with, wait, Chris only gave the Highwayman a 2.5. No,
Johnny.
No. Let's not confuse that with the 2.3 he actually gave it, Johnny Pica.
I stand by my comments.
Digest that one, Johnny.
I stand by my comments.
Okay, so I'll take your 3.8. I think that's fair. Yeah. I'm glad we didn't do this show back in the 90s because you'd have probably been like 2.
Well, once again, it was just an overplayed pop song back then. I mean, that's kind of what happened. And it's not by fault of them. It's just the way it was. And, you know, just got sick of it. They took a good song and just, you know, rammed it down your throat.
Those DJs.
Well, not by their choice, the program directors.
True. All right. Your second song to me to review. We're only on the second song. We're in trouble. All right. I'm the One by Descendents. All right. So this is a very short song.
Yes. And the Descendents do write short songs.
And I don't hate short songs.
No, I know you don't.
Sometimes you want more, but that's okay because they have more songs on a record. So I dig a short ditty. I don't know that this is a ditty, but I like short songs. I find it so interesting because I feel like all of the IG and TikTok right now are about friend zone.
The Descendents are the ultimate friend zone band. Almost every single one of their songs is all about pining for the love of the girl that doesn't recognize you or thinks that you're a complete dork and won't give you the time of day and friend zoning you.
That's
or you're friend zoned. And
I
that's
don't
what
know
this
how I ended up on that side of TikTok, but I did, like, all these, like, things and going, "Oh, and what a good friend he is." Like, and they
Yep.
very clearly spell it out in the comments or, like, in the video itself, and I'm like, "Oh, that's so sad."
It's the ultimate
So
friend zone song.
yes, so it was very, like, timely that you gave me this song about being friend zoned because I just thought that was so funny. But let me tell you, people who feel like you are friend zoned, Marcus was my friend. And now he has been my husband, whether he likes it or not now, for over 20 years. So there is hope for people listening to this song that they can get unfriend zoned and become
Wow. The
husband zoned.
unfriend moved from moved to
Yes.
from friend to
Unfriend.
husband, wife,
Yeah.
spouse, partner. Wow, you can get
Yes.
unfriend zoned.
You can get unfriend zoned. So
Wow.
what you got to do, Marcus's formula was he just broke me and my boyfriend up and he moved right in.
He needs to write a book or start a podcast about that.
We don't have time to go into it, but the scale in which he did it was very remarkable and so skillful. And it wasn't until like way after the fact I realized how instrumental he was
so great
in all of this.
Genius.
It was genius.
I have to talk to Marcus.
Yeah, he even spoke to the boyfriend at the time. Be like, I don't know. Like his famous lines were, I don't know. Is she worth it?
Wow. Love it.
And so like we end up separating.
Man, I wish
Marcus
I had
comes in.
I wish I had some of Marcus's moves, man. 'Cause I feel like this song is 1,000% me and like everything like I experienced, like friend zoned for so many times. I wish I had Marcus as my friend back in the day. It could have taught me a thing or two.
And if you know Marcus, like it really makes no sense that he would have Marcused this like this.
Love
like
it.
This is just not him.
Love it.
So I think he just somehow I got into his brain and boom.
On behalf of guys who have been friend zoned everywhere, we thank you, Marcus. You need to share your secrets.
There is hope. There's hope. So that was mostly my notes, just because I really thought that was just a fun reiteration of real life for Amanda and Marcus. So the fond memories gave me a little bit of a warm and fuzzy feeling about this song, even though I don't know it necessarily like deserves it. I think it really should be more of a 3.5, but I'm gonna give it a 4 just because of my story. Just for the sake of the story.
No, and I think, listen, the Descendents are a band that, like, they are in my, like, when I think of, like, influential bands, especially punk bands, they're in my Mount Rushmore of punk bands that I, like, just worship. And every time I go to see, because they're older, I mean, these guys are getting up there. They still sound great.
How old are they?
They're all, like, they're close to pushing 60, most of them.
Oh, my goodness.
And they still sound great. They came out, tore it up. But every time they play, I like to go because I'm like, this could be it. Like, I just, I don't know how much longer they can just keep doing it.
Absolutely.
At the level they do it at. I mean, they still play the songs just as fast, sometimes faster. And they sound great, and they're so much fun, and all their songs are just, I don't know. They're all very, they run deep, especially this song. The song runs deep with me. So I love your 4 records, so thank you. And Marcus, boy, I got to talk to you, buddy.
I think a lot of men across America probably.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting. Not that I'm like some amazing catch, but he managed to unfriend the friend zone.
He did it.
So there's some science there.
There is some hope, ladies and gentlemen. Hope. You can get on friend zone, so love it.
Fun stuff.
All right. So your third and final song to me is Wildflowers by Tom Petty. And man, every time I listen to Tom Petty, I'm a big Tom Petty fan. So one of my big regrets in life is I never got to see Tom Petty live. And quite honestly, I took it for granted. So for anybody out there who wants to go see like one of your favorite artists play and you haven't gotten to see them yet, go see them, because honestly, anything can happen, and it's worth it. And unfortunately, I never got to see Tom Petty live, and I regret not seeing him live. I love Tom Petty. I think he's great. Such a great songwriter. And like I said in my review of Highwayman, I would have loved to have heard Tom Petty do a version of Highwayman, because I think that it would have been really well done. I think he would have done a really good version of that song. So I'm really happy you put this on here, because it just, once again, every time I hear Tom Petty, it just reminds me,
Mhm.
man, we really lost someone special. But thank God he made so much music and left so much
Yes.
music behind for
Yes.
us all to remember him by. And so in particular too about Wildflower, and I know on our channel art, on the show art, I used the Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers logo, but this actually wasn't a Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers song. This was Tom Petty as a solo
Mhm.
artist, even though, guys from the Heartbreakers played on this. Um, this was like the second record he released under just Tom Petty. And this is actually like the first song on the record, on Wildflowers. And I've always loved this song. I just think it's such a great song. The
Mhm.
lyrics are awesome. It's, well, it's just Tom Petty, what he does. I thought this was, so I found this quick bit on americansongwriter.com about Tom Petty, and in particular on this song and his creative process. And it said the creative process for Wildflowers actually spooked the songwriter at first. The song had come out so easily that Petty had surprised even himself. In a 2014 interview, Tom Petty said, "I just took a deep breath and it came out. The whole song, stream of consciousness, words, music, chords, finished it. I mean, I just played it into the tape recorder and I played the whole song and I never played it again. I actually only spent 3.5 minutes on the whole song. So I'd come back for days playing the tape, thinking there must be something wrong here because this just came too easy. And then I realized that there's probably nothing wrong at all." Like,
What?
I mean,
I I don't even know how to
it
like
actually came to him so easily he thought something was wrong. Like, what?
3.5 minutes.
Yeah. Crazy. Just goes to show how insanely talented Tom Petty was as a
Wow.
song, as a songwriter in general, like, let alone like recording
Right.
artist, and but
Right.
like as a songwriter, like, unreal. So, I'm really happy you gave me this song this week, because I feel like this was a song I needed to hear this week. And just once again, I think all of it, just hearing it again, I can never get I honestly, I can never get enough Tom Petty in my life. Tom
You,
Petty's just great.
do you know, as a younger person, I really didn't love him.
Uh-huh.
Like, I didn't dislike him, but
Right.
the older I get, the more I feel his music a little bit more,
Mm-hmm.
and I really have given him, like, a whole new chance now that I'm, like, 40 plus. What is wrong with me?
I mean, just this opening lyrics though is like, "You belong among the wildflowers. You belong in a boat out to sea. Sail away, kill off the hours. You belong somewhere you feel free." I mean,
Like,
that's the opening to that song. I mean, come on.
and to say
That
that
is
he just took a
beautiful.
breath and that's what came out, like, who was he thinking of?
I
Like,
don't know.
I
I
don't
don't know.
either.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
either.
Somebody who just
Yes,
totally,
somebody inspired. Chris, we could be songs for all we know.
we could be.
We could have been the
Yeah.
wildflower.
We could have been. So if anybody's feeling inspired to write a Chris and Amanda song about us, please do so. It'll become our new theme song.
Do you know what I really would love? I would really love. I mean, I want that too, really bad, Chris. But
I want
like,
that too.
I want that too. But like, I would love for someone to write a song about Marcus and I and how dysfunctionally functionable we are
Yeah, I think you can say that for
through all the
half of the
stories.
relationships
Yes.
out there.
Like, I just don't think there's enough songs that like really like hit it on the head that how hard it is to stay in love like over a long time. Like when you love somebody so much, but you can't stand them sometimes.
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I mean, I'm going on 25 years this November, so
Gosh, what a
yeah.
big deal. Like we're old.
We're old, yes.
I was like, how else can I say it? No, we're
Yeah.
just old.
No, we're old. We're old. If you're listening to this show, you're probably just as old as we are.
Yeah, because we didn't get married as kids. We'll just say that. All right.
True.
So what is
All
your
right.
rating on this Wildflower song?
So this is it's a perfect song.
I
This is a
love it.
5 records. This is a 5 record song. It is a perfect song. I mean, it really is. And especially having read like the quick backstory on this, I think it's just perfect. I don't know. That's just me.
Brilliant.
Um, yeah. I mean, it comes on, and I always am like, oh man, this song's so freaking good. It is so well written.
So
So good.
if you are listening to the Chris and Amanda for the first time this week, this is the perfect example of what a 2-record song is and what a 5-record song is.
According to, just in my opinion, by the way.
Just to Chris.
Yeah. I mean,
I receive your 5 records, and that makes me
yeah.
really happy. I hope everyone listens to that song and really just kind of like embraces it today.
It's just such
So
it's a beautiful, beautiful song.
I think
It
it'll
really
put
is.
you all in a good mood. We need a little bit more Wildflower song in the world right now.
I can agree with that 100%. Yes.
I mean,
yeah.
that's-
Everybody should. If you've never heard the song and this is your first, yes, put on that song directly after listening to the show.
Agree.
Listen to the rest of the show, then put the song on.
There you go. There you go.
Don't help our stats.
That's right. Don't leave yet because we have one more song to review.
We do have one more song left.
Because Chris's third song to me is Linoleum by NOFX.
NOFX.
Nailed it. This was also a super short song, which I'm good with. I had to start the song over once I first listened to it because I'm like, are they really singing what I'm hearing them sing?
Yeah.
Like, my favorite start of the song. So I
so
do like
great.
that.
How fun is this song? Like,
it's nonsense. So I wrote down the lyrics are such nonsense, but so relatable. And I just need to like read some of them because they're so stupid. Possessions never meant anything to me. I'm not crazy. Well, that's not true. I've got a bed and a guitar and a dog named Bob who pisses on my floor. That's right. I've got a floor. So what? So what? So what? I've got pockets full of Kleenex and the lint and holes where everything important to me just seems to fall right down my leg. Like, also true. And onto the floor, my closest friend, Linoleum. I mean, we've all been there, right?
We've all been there.
Linoleum supports my head, gives me something to believe. That's me on the beach side, comb in the sand, metal meter in my hand. That's so me. Sporting a pocket full of change. That's me on the street with a violin under my chin, playing with a grin, singing gibberish. Like, like it's so, and that's just like, that's me, that's me, that's me. The dumbest lyrics I may have ever read.
Yes.
But so relatable.
So relatable.
It's
so
dumb.
good.
Like, I truly, like, I got through them and I'm like, what did I hear? Am I really hearing these words correctly? Like, and when I went back and like really studied the words, I was like, oh my gosh, this is geniusly stupid.
So good. It's like, exactly, so geniusly stupid. It actually goes back a little bit to like what we were talking about with Hook, right? That like, it's not that it was written by, inspired by Pachelbel's canon, but like it's about the hook, right? And the earworm, and like it doesn't matter what you sing about, it's the hook, and as long as you have a great hook, everybody's gonna love your song. This is very much the same thing. I mean, this song is kind of like, this is the like Southern California punk rock sound. Definitely NOFX owns this sound, and it's such a fun song. I mean, I have to send you some live videos of them. I mean, I should have said, I was too busy dancing when this song when they played it Friday night to do a video for you, but I'll have to send you videos of them playing it. It's hilarious. It's such a great time. It's hilarious.
It was super fun. So I'm conflicted with my score because I don't know that it's a 4 record, but I feel like it almost could be a 4 record just for the complete nonsense of it, and it makes me smile and I'm a little happy when I'm listening to it. So I'm going to give it like a 3.9 just because it's so close to that 4, but maybe not quite there. I think it's going to just warm up, and I think it's just going to be one of those stupid songs I listen to if I just want to clear my head. You know
what? I think because of what you just said, actually, I think I'm going to amend my Blues Travelers. I think I'm gonna go to a 3.9 as well, because I like how you just articulated that, and I feel I'm very much in line with what you said in terms of hook.
Sure.
So I'd be willing to. I will officially amend my rating to a 3.9 as well for hook.
I like it. Look at us go. Look at us go.
I like what you said there, and I think that makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense.
I love it. So yeah, I mean, really a good list to me this week. Even though number 1 I want wasn't my favorite, it wasn't terrible.
No, it wasn't terrible, right? It's another fun song, and I think that's a song that may grow on you a little bit as you listen to the playlist.
I think so.
Yeah, so I mean, I accept your 3.9 for NOFX Linoleum. I feel like that's a fair rating coming from you, and yeah, I like that. I like that a lot. I got a feeling that we probably lost a lot of people after the first review of the day, but
It's okay. It's okay.
it's all right. It happens. Listen, I will say this: that song scored better than Uptown Girl, right? I reviewed it. It got more. It
Indeed.
got 2.3. Uptown Girl only got 2.
James Scott from Scotland still is not over that rating.
It's all right. It's all right. There's many people that aren't over the ratings when you give like Misfits Skulls like two records. People like,
Tis the season for it now, though.
tis the season.
See, I
Tis
know
the
that
season.
now
Yes,
about the Misfits.
you do.
Like I would never have known that prior to the Chris and Amanda show, but now I just know.
It is. It's true. It's now you just know. You just know.
I just know.
You've learned. You've learned.
Well, fun show today, Chris Baglio.
Yes, absolutely. What a blast as always. And I always have so much fun listening to music and talking about music with you, Amanda Sharp. It's
Same.
just the greatest thing ever. And I hope that all of you out there have as much fun listening to this to the show and hearing us talk about music as much as we love making it. So we appreciate all of you who have been tuning into the show, whether it's live or listening to replays, resharing the show, commenting, the whole shebang, leaving reviews, all of it. So we are super appreciative. Please keep it up. Please keep it up. Our humble little show continues to grow, and we're really proud of it. And it's all due to all the support that you have all graciously given us. So thank you all so much. And once again, if you'd like to participate in the show and be part of the show in some way, a couple ways you could do it. Once again, you can call our hotline at 973-506-8009, 973-506-8009. Let us know how you feel. Let us know if you agree, disagree. Let us know how we're doing. If you don't like the rating I gave Highwayman, I'd love to hear about it. Let me know why I'm wrong. What did I miss? Happy to play that. If you don't agree with Amanda's assessment of Face to Face or thinks that, Linoleum should have been 5 records instead of 3.9, let us know. We want to hear from you. So please do that. And also keep continuing following the show over on our Facebook group, which you can get the link to by hitting that link in the show notes. It'll take you right there to the TCAS Backstage Pass group, which I don't know why I named it. I just felt like, I wanted to do something that sounded like Backstage Pass. And you know what it is? I saw a picture of a Backstage Pass in Canva when I was making it. So that's kind of where that came from.
It's true. It's like our Backstage Pass.
It is. So, I mean, we post stuff in there all the time. It's completely free to join. We want you to join. We want you to come in, post stuff, comment, have fun with us. Keep the conversation going all week long. It's a ton of fun. And also right now we are taking, it's another way for your voice to be heard. And we are looking for submissions, ideas for our Halloween show coming up on Halloween, as we review and talk about some spooky songs out there in the world for Halloween. I feel like we need like a 10-hour show for that one.
Oh my gosh. By all the years that we do all the episodes, it will be plenty.
Yeah,
Plenty
absolutely.
long.
Absolutely, 100%. And once again, want to say thank you to our sponsor. Please make sure you show some support, show some love over to ironicmedia.com. Head over to Ironic Media. Follow Mark Ronick at Mark Ronick on Clubhouse and also Instagram. And if you are looking to take your podcast to the next level, definitely set up that free consultation with Mark and he will give you some help. Or if you're just looking for some technical support, some editing, all that, Mark can help you with that. So please support our sponsor and head there now. Use the link in the bio to set up your free consultation. And Amanda Sharp, what else is there more to say?
You wrapped that up so beautifully. Just thank you all for listening. For our new people, our repeat people, and the people who will listen over and over and over again. Thank you for being here.
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. And we will see you next week on another episode of The Chris and Amanda Show.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.